As I told you, we always did dedicate the Shiur and the Tehillim for the big triumph, the victory over the Amalekim, Be'ezrat Hashem, and Hashem will release all the kidnapped people from Gaza to Israel, including the people that they took bodies from the last war. If you remember, we have still 2 bodies there. All of them would be back by Ezrat Hashem, and Hashem would send refuah shlema to the people who are sick, that wounded during the war. So, as you see that, think now when we study Torah, you will see 2 minutes ago, before I opened the video, I was very busy today. I finished the shiur to prepare the shiur. Because this story, the story of Shimon and Levyi and Dinah, this Shabbat, is, I would say, the story of what happened in Gaza now. You will see why I'm trying to parallel the 2 wars. So let's see the story now of the story itself according to the text in Parashat Vayishlach. ותצא דינה בת לאה אשר ילדה ליעקב. לראות בבנות הארץ. Now I read the text and translate and bring as usual questions. And all the questions during the shiur will answer. So Dinah, we know who is Dinah, but the Torah trying to emphasize that she is the daughter of Leah and she is the daughter of Yaakov. No big news. We know that. So if the Torah put it, the daughter of Leah, that to Yaakov, there is something here. So we'll see during the shiur. Vayar ota Shechem ben Hamor. Shechem was a prince. Hamor was the king. Okay? And this, the prince, by the Arabs, many times, most of the princes are stronger than the kings. They have a lot of power until this present day. So, and then, he took Dinah and he raped her. He took Dinah, vayikach ota, vayishkav ota, vayanea. And he tortured her. Not just, he said, torture her. ותדבק נפשו בדינה בת יעקב. ויאהב את הנערה וידבר עליו הנערה. And he fell really in love with Dinah. ויאמר שכם אל חמור. He came to his father Hamor. It's a very nice name, Hamor. You know what is Hamor? Okay? Yeah. Hamor is donkey. Probably he says it's not. ויאמר שכם אל חמור אביו לאמור. And he said to his father, קח לי את הילדה הזאת לאישה, please. I would like to marry this girl. I love her. ויעקב שמע, יעקב came, כי טימא את דינה ביתו. Yaakov the father, now listen to this. He heard the bad news that he טימא. The word טימא comes from impure. He impure Dinah. He impure Dinah, his daughter. But when Yaakov heard, the brothers still were in the field. They don't know yet. והיו כן, ודינה ביתו, היו את מקנה בשדה, והחריש יעקב עד בואם. Yaakov was silent until the children, the brothers came. Now, ויצא חמור, אבי שכם אל יעקב לדבר איתו. So Hamor, the king, came to Yaakov to speak to him. Look at the chutzpah. Not only his son raped his daughter, and he said, and in the meantime, Bnei Yaakov, in line 10, came from the field, and when they heard the story, ויתעצבו האנשים, they were very sad. ויחר להם מאוד, and they got very angry. כי נבלה עשה בישראל. נבלה, he make filthy, the atmosphere in Israel. When you take a Jewish girl and you rape her, that's called nevala, like the word nevela. Impurity. לשכב את בת יעקב, to sleep with the daughter of Yaakov. וכן לא יעשה. We don't do this, like these things. What happened in Simchat Torah, my dear friends? Not only they took the girls, they took the ladies, not one, not two, not that. They raped them. They raped them, and then after they raped them, they killed them.
Horrible.
And many people, many people could not, the Zaka, Zaka. Zaka is an organization to identify bodies. The zakas, some of the ladies could not be identified. I don't know, I don't want to say, there is a movie. I want you to know there is a movie, 43 minutes. Not everybody is, you're not allowed to show it on TV. You cannot even, you can get trauma just to watch the movie. Just to watch the movie. So today, the people from outside of the world, everybody trying to play the civilized man and said we're doing too much in, in Gaza. We kill too many people. So the broadcaster, representative of Israel, asked him, a lady, she asked him, do you know why? Why are you doing? He said, did you see the movie, the 43 minutes movie? Watch the movie and tell me what happened. But people, that's what happened with Dinah in Shechem is archetype. What might happen in the future. And that's happened to us. Because the halacha been taken from this text, from this story. So וידבר חמור איתם לאמור שכם, he said to say, שכם בני חשקה נפשו בביתכם. He loved your daughter. תנו נא אותה לאישה, please. Give him, this guy said, the daughter of Yaakov, let's get married. והתחתנו אותנו. He said, we can intermarriage. You marry to our daughter, we'll marry to your children. ואתם, listen the agreement. ואיתן, line 14, ואיתן תשבו בארץ, יהיה לפניכם, שבו וסחרו ואחזו בה. It's good economically. We can do business together. Not only intermarriage, we can be business together. You get a lot of money. ויאמר שכם אל אביה ולאחיה, אמצא חן בעיניכם, ואשר תאמרו אלי אתן. הרבו עלי מאוד מור ומתן, ואתנה כאשר תאמרו. He said, I really, really want, your daughter to be for my son. And you can ask whatever you want. You know what is mohar? Mohar is money, when the kala get money. He said, give, but you can ask any money you want. We'll give you. They thought, that all what we care is about the money. And about the business. So now, ויענו בני יעקב את שכם. Now, Yaakov doesn't respond. Who is responding? The brothers. He said, את חמור אבי במרמה. You know what is במרמה? Mirma, to be sly, in cheating, shtick. He said במרמה. He said במרמה, like, בא אחיך במרמה. Your brother came and cheated. He said במרמה, וידברו אשר תימד דינה אחותם, ויאמרו עליהם, לא נוכל לעשות את הדבר הזה, לתת את אחותנו. We cannot. You know why? Because he never met ברית מילה. How is it possible? אך בזאת נאות לכם, you know what? We agree. You can marry in one condition. That all the people in Shechem will get ברית מילה. ונתנו את בנותיכם לכם, בנותינו לכם, ואת בנותיכם ניקח לנו, and then we can intermarriage. ואם לא תשמעו לנו לאמור, לקחנו את ביתנו והלכנו. If you do not, you disagree, we're going to take our sister and go. ויתבו דבריהם בעיני חמור ובעיני שכם. Hamor and Shechem, they love Dinah so much. And they said, okay, we will do it, no problem. Now, ולא אחר הנער לעשות הדבר כחפץ בבת יעקב, and he did not delay. He wanted so badly Dinah that he came now to the city, to the people of the city, and they said to the city, האנשים האלה שלמים הם איתנו. They are very, very peaceful men. They are, we have good relationship. We can do business together. All what he said. But, listen to the condition. אך בזאת יעתו האנשים לשבת, מימור לכם כל זכר, to make ברית מילה. מקניהם וקניינם וכל בהמתם, and then we can do business and we will be one nation. וישמעו, the people listen to Hamor. Hamor was very dictator, by the way. You know who is the president of Turkey?
Erdogan.
Yeah, this evil man, Erdogan. The dictator. He's like Putin. וישמעו אל חמור ואל שכם בנו. I don't know if the people were very happy with the deal or they were afraid. וימולו כל זכר, every single boy, man, met ברית מילה. You know the story. What are they waiting? ויהי ביום השלישי, which day is the worst for the baby, for the brit? The third day. ויהי ביום השלישי, on the third day, בהיותם כואבים, when they were very under big pain, ויקחו שני בני יעקב, שניים, only two, שמעון ולוי.
Levy.
But look what they said, שמעון ולוי אחי דינה. The brothers of Dinah. You know, it doesn't say, of course they're brother of Dinah, but they take on behalf of Dinah. Ish harbo, they took the sword, ויבואו על העיר בטח, and they came to Shechem, ויהרגו כל זכר. They killed every masculine, every single one. You know how many got killed?
24,000.
Yes, Ruth, good memory. So 24,000 they killed that night. Now what the United Nations will say? What Jews, massacre.
Genocide.
They don't care about Dinah. They care about what they did. ואת חמור ואת שכם בנו הרגו לפי חרב. And they killed Hamor and Shechem. ויקחו את דינה מבית שכם ויצאו. By the way, the Midrash says to Dinah, refuse to go with them. You know? Why? Because he said, you know, who's going to marry me? Shimon promised to her that he will marry her. Because, you know, then they were allowed to marry each other. And Shimon got married to Dinah, his sister, because he promised to her. Now they took the booties and all these things, and they made a big balagan, big mess in the city. Like what happened in Gaza now. Now, what message Shimon and Levyi trying to give? And to whom?
Not to mess with the Jewish girls.
To whom? To whom?
To the world.
To all the world.
Oh, to the world.
Because everybody was going to
What IDF doing now?
message.
That's exactly the message. If you try to do it, you will pay full price. Mamash, the action, this war is Shimon and Levyi. Now, Yaakov, he said, now, who was upset? Yaakov. ויאמר יעקב שמעון ולוי אחרתם אותי להבשני ביושב הארץ כנעני בפריזי ואני מתי מספר. How many we are? מתי מספר, we are very few. They're going to gather together now, all the enemies, all the neighbors, and we are against me, all like today, all the Arabs country. You know, the Hamas is not only, Hamas is with the jihad with Hezbollah, with Iran, with Turkey, you know, with Qatar. They have a lot of people behind them. What do you think? The people behind, they hear what we did, they're going to be quiet? When Esfo ally, look line 13, they're going to gather together on me, Kuni, and they're going to hit me. When Ishmadeti ani vevti, and I in my house, all my family going to be destroyed. You know what the last sentence of the speech? That means there is a dispute between whom and whom?
Yaakov and his sons.
Nachon? There is a big dispute now, is dispute halachically. If what they did is correct or not. Now, what the last, I put big, line 14, ויאמרו, החזונה יעשה את אחותנו? You know what is achzona mean? Are they going to do our sister harlot, prostitute? Is my sister is prostitute? That's it. By the way, what Yaakov will respond to this? Quiet. Who said the last statement? Shimon and Levyi. That show that you know that Yaakov was convinced that halachically what they did is correct, is right. Otherwise he will continue to argue with them. But the last sentence is the Shimon and Levyi. Achzona ya'aseh et achotenu. Now between Ramban and Rambam, all the commentary, everybody's, you know, giving opinion. Shimon and Levyi, right or wrong? Halachically. Okay? So look at Ramban, line 17. שהדבר נראה כי ברצון אביה ובעצתו אנו. It sounds like Yaakov agree with them. How? כי לפניו היו והיה יודע מענם כי במרמה ידברו ואם כן למה כעס. So when they went and they, you know, to Shechem, he know they were very upset and they're planning to do something. So why he was angry? Ramban asked. He knew that. ועוד שלא ייתכן שיהיה רצונו להשיא ביתו לכנעני. He said, יעקב אבינו, you agree that your daughter will marry the Kanaani? You know, do you remember what Rivka said to Yaakov? Yitzchak, go to Lavan, don't never marry to Canaanim. They are the worst. In time of purity and impurity, Canaan is the worst. So Yaakov, you should say Yishar Koach to your children. You agree that Dinah will marry to Canaani? והנה כל האחים ענו המענה זה במרמה, ושמעון לבדי עשו המעשה. In spite of the fact that all the brothers are together, but only two were in action. Only Shimon and Levyi. That's why in Parashat Vayechi, you will see when Yaakov gave the brachot, he did not give any bracha to Shimon and Levyi. You will see by the end of the shiur, he still remember what they did. But it's still confusing me. Why? On one side, it's impossible that Yaakov agreed that his daughter will marry, and he knew they're going to do something. So why? Why you're upset? Ramban trying to explain why Yaakov was upset. Line 21. כי המרמה הייתה באומרם לאמור להם כל זכר. You told them to make ברית מילה. כי חשבו שלא יעשו כן. The brothers said to make ברית מילה. They didn't believe they will do ברית מילה. They thought many people were rebels. Say, no way, we're not going to do ברית מילה. כי חשבו שלא יעשו כן בני העיר. ואם אולי ישמעו לנשיאם ויהיו כולם נימולים, יבואו ביום השלישי. But he said, in case that they will agree to do it, and then they said, plan B. Plan B is, so third day we're going to take revenge. Then they will take back Dinah. וזאת עצת כל האחים, and all the brothers knew it, and the father gave them okay, ברשות אביהם. ושמעון ולוי רצו להינקם מהם והרגו כל אנשי העיר. They wanted to take revenge and killed all the people of the city. We're still not clear why Yaakov is upset. We're still not clear. Instead, even Ramban trying to explain. But now I'm asking you, my dear friend, I bring you this parasha because this is what's going on today, mamash now. Look, even when we have ceasefire, they're torturing us. You know what they're doing now? If we don't know where is this girl, we know the agreement, you cannot separate mother from a child. Okay? And then they make the separate, and they are sadists, they are trying to torture and enjoy the pain. Enjoy the pain of all. Now, it's not only the parents of the children. It's not only the family. You know who is under pain?
All the Jewish people.
B'diuk, exactly. Even you in Panama, I'm sure you see it.
Yes.
You don't have the pain? He said, we are one family. So, and this Sinwar, this Iyamach Shmo v'Zichro, he knows the Israeli mentality. He knows the Jewish mentality. And he's torturing us. Exactly what, Shechem did, he tortured Dinah. וייתכן שהיה כעס, he said now line 25, maybe he was angry, שארור הפעם על שהרגו אנשי העיר אשר לא חטאו. You know what Yaakov was worried? Maybe some of the people in Shechem were innocent people. Are you allowed to kill innocent people? No. So Yaakov was upset. How do you know that all of them are guilty?
Because no one protested after they raped Dinah.
What do you mean? What do you mean with what you say? What do you mean?
They were all quiet.
Well,
They
so what?
didn't make justice. They didn't make the justice for the two of the man to...
So you said they were quiet. You said justice. So what? You're missing something.
They
What
agree.
you say? What?
Yeah.
They agree.
When you stay silent, you are part of it.
So who told you this?
I don't know. I hear it all.
I tell you, you're right. You're right. What you say in 2 minutes, you see, Rambam says. Rambam against Ramban. Rambam said, Kol hakavod, Hazak u'Baruch. You did halachically exactly what you should do. But he said, look, שלא חטאו וראו להם שיהרגו שכם לבדו. If Yaakov thought they're going to kill Shechem and Hamor. So not the whole city. וזה מה שאמר הכתוב, ויענו בני יעקב את שכם, ואת חמור אבי במרמה, וידברו אשר תימי דינה אחותם, כי כולם הסכימו לדבר בו במרמה בעבור הנבלה. Everybody, but Yaakov misunderstood them because he thought they're going to kill Hamor and Shechem, take Dinah. He didn't know they're going to kill all the whole city. He said maybe some of them are innocent. My dear friend, tell me now, did you hear the president of Belgium? Did you hear the president of Spain? Did you hear the president of Ireland?
Yes.
What did they say?
The girl was lost.
Yeah, it's correct what they did, you know, but what IDF did, that's too much. That's too much. You know, some of them are innocent people. Some of them are innocent people. Who is innocent in Gaza? Who is innocent in Gaza? Let me tell you a story that happened yesterday. You know, one of the people who've been released is young men. How come they released young men? They released the old and the babies and the children. You know why?
Yeah.
He was Russian.
That's good. You see, you follow the news. Because of whom?
Of Putin.
Because of Putin.
To do him a favor.
But this man told us today that he escaped. When the IDF got, he escaped. And he ran away in Gaza. And who caught him?
And they captured him.
They captured the citizen.
The citizen.
The citizen. So tell me, there is anybody in Gaza that he is pro-Israel and anti-Hamas? Yimach Shmam. I'm sorry to say, Yimach Shmam. Each one of them is Amaleki.
And now Hamas is telling that they cannot find 40 hostages because they don't know who has it.
Yeah, that's part of the game.
Palestinians have them, not the Hamas.
Okay. I was so amazed to see the parallel between the two stories.
Terrible.
That's why I really, I really decided to share with you to show this in the Torah. We have this in the Torah. So when you go, we are the most, I'm telling you, with commitment from me, with responsibility for me. There is not even one army in the world. They have ethics and moral like IDF. Not even one, not even United States. If people will do, Hamas will do to United States what they did to us, you know what they will do? I think atomic bomb.
9 children and 2 mothers released now.
Yeah, but you understand? Which army in the world will be, we are going there, we release the hospital, we give them medication in the hospital,
Yes.
we give them the machine in the hospital, and we protect them to go to the south side. Now, why we protect them? Why we have to protect them? Because the Hamas shooting on them. You understand? So, the last one, no one in the world can talk about unethical war from the Israeli side. Sometimes we are so ethical that I'm thinking to myself, between you and me off the record, that I think it's mistake. Too much. But because you'll see in the halakha, when you fight, no mercy. You will see clear in the halakha. Now, Rabban says, they ask in line 2, ואיך עשו בני יעקב הצדיקים? We're talking about Shimon and Levyi, the tzadikim. לשפוך דם נקי. How can they kill innocent people? Now listen what he says. ואמר שבני נוח מצווים על הדינים, והוא לא הושיב. By the way, now Ramban, quote Rambam. Now we're going to see in parentheses, Rambam. Until now it was Ramban, Nachmanides. Now it's Maimonides. He said, but you said before, listen what you say, Martha and Malka. You said something, and I'm going to complete what you said. שבני נוח מצווים. How many mitzvot bnei Noach is over there? They have? 7. One of them is what?
Do not kill.
To put judges. One of them to put judges. Like you said now, if you see a crime and you're quiet, you're part of the crime. That's Malka, that's what you said. That we said. They say, שבני נוח מצווים על הדינים ולהושיב דיינים בכל פלח. Every city, you have to do, to put judges. ובן Noah, and if you are the Ben Noah, son of Noah, that if you violate one of the 7 mitzvot, you are dead by sword. נהרג בסייף. Death penalty by sword. ראה אחד שעבר... מה?
This mission is called sword.
This what?
This mission, this
war.
that is called sword.
ראה אחד שעבר על אחד מהם ולא דנו להורגו, הרי זה הרועב. If you see the crime and you did not protest, you are part of the crime. Clear, in the הלכה of Rambam. מפני זה נתחייבו כל בעלי שכם. That's why Rambam said when they killed the entire city, they did correctly, because no one, neither one of them, protest against Shechem and Hamor. That's why. So Rambam, 100% behind Shimon and Levyi. Ramban, Chatzi, there is one side, okay? One side, what about the innocent people? But Rambam says no innocent people. Mamash, 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 what's going on today in Gaza. Okay, now I'll continue with Ramban. You see, he said, אלא שאין הדבר מסור ליעקב בבית דין, אבל עניין שכם, line 17, כי בני יעקב, the children of יעקב, בעבור שהיו אנשי שכם רשעים, the people of רשעים were evil, wicked, ודמם חשוב להם כמים, רצו להינקם בהם בחרב נוקמת. Now they said, people said, when you go fight with Gaza, don't do it out of revenge. Do it because we are the Jews, we want country, we are trying to... No. Rambam says, take revenge. It's good that Linakem. Don't play with nice words. Don't cover up. Said, I'm going to take revenge. What they did, it's revenge. Vargu HaMelech v'chol anshei iro. That's why they killed the king of all the people. Ve'en habrit asher nimo lo. Now I'm asking you, if they make brit milah, are they Jews or not?
No.
Why not? They converted, no?
That you have to convert, and you have to accept the Torah, the 613 mitzvot, etc.
Very again. This brit milah is worthless. Why? Why it's worthless? Because they didn't do it because they want to be Yehudi. They did it because they're afraid of their king, because they want to say, to make him happy and to have more business. But when you make, like he said, I'll give you, but every time I make, when I was in the United States, I gave them about why. They said, why we are making so much problem, the Jews, about conversion. To convert, according to Halakha, it's not easy. And who knows, it's like the Halabim. Halabim, even you convert, some of the Halabim do not accept any ger. But I said, why? I said to them, when I said I was in Massachusetts, I said to my congregant, I told them, you know what? I am now an American citizen. Before I was American citizen, you know what I got? What you have to get to be alien card? Green card. You know what is green card?
Yes.
Yes, alien card. You know how much time took for me to make? Everyone, they want to make green card, take about 5-6 years. Yeah. 5-6 years. You know how much money you have to put? $15,000-$20,000. Baruch Hashem, for me, it didn't take so long because the synagogue asked, apply for me. I didn't apply, but I'm just telling you, I tell them now. So to be American citizen, you have to wait 5-10 years and pay $20,000. And to be a Jew, only 10 minutes and that's it, and you are a Jew? How is it possible? He said, because to play in Maccabi Tel Aviv in basketball, that, so you have to be a Jew sometime. You have a limit how many goals you can put in the team. So what they did, they went to a Reform rabbi in Manhattan, in New York, and they've been converted to Judaism. But, it's a fake conversion. They pay $5,000 to the Reform rabbi, and they became, he said, that's fake. This is fake. He's not Jewish. So now, that's the same reason. But he said the Brit Milah they did is not L'Shem Shamayim. That's why they're not Jewish. V'Yaakov, we continue line 21. Ki viu besakana, now he's under danger. Achartem oti lavisheni. And that's why in Parashat Vayichi he even cursed them. We'll go to this to Parashat Vayichi later on. וימנע ממלחמות הוא אומר, בא להם פחד אביהם כי נאספו שכני שכם ועשו עמהם 3 מלחמות גדולות. The Torah doesn't tell us. But you know they had a big 3 wars because of this?
I didn't know.
You didn't know, נכון? Big
No.
3 wars. You know what who were fighting? Yaakov and his children. Yaakov took the sword and put all the weapons on him, and he said to them, let's go. They were fighting with 3 big nations there, and they defeated them. Is it remind you any holiday?
Yom Ha'atzmaut.
More than this.
No.
What about Hanukkah?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah, the Romans said, who said, let's fight? Mil Hashem Elai Matityahu. Matityahu, the Kohen Gadol, he was old man, 80 people. He was old man, he took the sword and said, Mil Hashem Elai. Who is with Hashem come like Moshe Rabbeinu? And they were fighting against, the Greeks, all the time. Mamash, the same thing. And he said, Velule avihem, if without the father Yaakov, shehagar gam tle milhamto, he himself, physically, he was under big danger, and he was fighting. That means sometimes even the chief rabbi going to fight physically. ואז he said, so, אז לכן הזכירו מזה בפסוק אשר לקחתי בחרבי ובקשתי. אמרו נתכסו כל להזדווג להם, חגר יעקב. When they came and they tried to take all the Jewish girls, חגר יעקב כלי מלחמה נגדם. Yaakov put his belt, his weapons on him to fight with them. Okay? And that was a big war that it doesn't show on the text. But in the Midrash we know this story. אבל היה חיטת אלוהים על הערים ולא נאספו כולם. עכשיו, after you win 3 big nations, what happened to all the area? They're not trying to do. So, wow. Why Balak? Remember Balak ben Tzipor went to Bilam? He said, this nation, nobody can defeat them. They wanted Og Melech HaBashan, the Sihon Melech HaEmori. You cannot fight with this nation. Omer, Hitat Elohim nafla alehem. The fear of God felt upon them. Why? From the heroism of the Bnei Yaakov. ויבוא יעקב לוזה, הוא וכל העם אשר עמו להודיע שלא נפקד. By the way, it's very interesting. You see where he came? ויבוא יעקב, Yaakov came where? What the name of the place? Luza. You ever heard the name of this place?
No. It's not the luz, the bone?
Yes. But it said the name of place, not name of bone. You're right. Yes. There is a bone. There is a bone that's called Luz. By the way, yes. Luz is a city that nobody can die. You ever heard about this city? And what the connection to the bone? When Hashem will revive the dead, when he said Hiyat HaMetim, which bone will revive us?
The luz.
Etzem HaLuz. Do you know when you feed the Etzem HaLuz? Which? What? Melave Malka. Remember we mentioned last week. Melave Malka. Melave Malka is a big mitzvah to do. The food, all the minerals going to the Etzem HaLuz. And that's why Luz is a place. He said that means when they fought, not even one soldier got killed from Yaakov. Not even one soldier. By the way, do you remember what the word sulam means? Sulam. Ladder.
Yes, ladder.
Do you remember what he said? What the abbreviation? Seudat Livui Malka.
Yes, you told us.
Seudat Livui Malka. Don't put it. Could be on the ground, but if you make it Leshem Shamayim, Verosho Magia Shamayma. As I told you, you don't have to eat full. By the way, the Lubavitch, they're not so makpid on Soda Shlishit, but Soda Revi'it, they have a meat. They have Sodat Mitzvah. But you don't have, because after Soda Shlishit, if you're not hungry, you don't have to force yourself. But you can take piece of cake with coffee. You can take fruit, something to eat, to say, this is from Lave Malka. Okay? So, that's why the name of the place is Luz. You can say, let's continue. עכשיו, now Yaakov, he is very worried from two things, demography and security. That's the two reasons he was worried. Why? Because when he said demography means the number, the population. We are very few, and all the nations are millions of millions. How many Jews we have in Israel?
70.
How many?
7 million.
How many?
Now?
Jews, we have less than 7 million probably. But let's say around between 6. I'm not talking people, I'm talking Jews. Okay? How many Arabs we have around us? Countless, hundreds of millions. And just one logic. How is it possible that all of them hate us and we are in existence?
Yeah,
and it's not just something to say. This is fact. That's reality. Hashem said, you will have many enemies around you. Some Arabs, some enemies, they know it's fact and true. And they don't try. They don't try to fight with us. But some, from the hatred, like Hamas, in many Arab countries, their belief and philosophy is to destroy us.
Yeah.
So now when you go into Parashat Vayechi, when he came to Shimon and Levyi, they were expecting to get bracha, but they didn't get bracha. Shimon and Levyi ahim kle Hamas mechorotehem. You are using too much of your weapons. Besodam, they have secret. I didn't know the secret. So the secret. I mean, the idea, the rayon was good. To take Dinah, to release Dinah. But the action, what they did, don't put my name with their action. I didn't know they're going to kill the entire city. But I knew the idea. So the idea to fight and to release their sister, fine. But to kill people that some of them might be innocent. So you see that Yaakov still think, not like Rambam, that some of them are innocent people. Not from Hamor and Shechem, from the city. That's the only thing he was really worried. V'od haralo. Listen now, Ramban continue. Now what is going to be in New York Times? What is going to be in New York Times? They said Yaakov disagree with his children? No. But they said, no, that's under the leadership of Yaakov. So Yaakov said, if people will think I am the commander, I gave them the order to do it, it's Hilul Hashem. That's why Yaakov was worried. Shelo yomru ki ba'atzato, line 26, they want to going to say that he's the advisor. Now, v'yeh Hilul Hashem, she'aseh navi Hamas v'shod. By the way, after they destroyed the city, they took the booties, they took all the property, they took all, all the things that belong to them, which we don't do. That also was a sin. He said, that's Hilul Hashem. So the idea, Yaakov had no problem. We have to go to fight. But I would like to go to, if you look at Shimon Raphael Hirsch, what he says. Vaday haya adin imahem. He said, Shimon and Levyi, they were with the halacha. Achem lo hasu, but they didn't have any mercy on the people hasrem again, the people, innocent people. So Reb Shimon Raphael Hirsch explained exactly what Yaakov was worried. He said, because it's not fair to go kill people that they are hopeless and they don't have any strength and nothing. That's why. So Reb Shimon Raphael Hirsch, in a way, trying to be like Ramban, not like Ramban. Okay? I mean, there is any justification to kill the entire city. That's why Yaakov was very angry. So Reb Shimon Raphael Hirsch tried to give, to tell them, why Yaakov is very angry. So he's trying to be like Ramban. But as you see, remember the last sentence statement, Achzonai aseh tachotenu, and that was the end of the discussion with Yaakov. So look, Rav Hirsch continue, line 21. B'tshuvato hidah achzona, when they said our sister is not prostitute, is not harlot, megalim kol nimukam. Wow, listen to this very carefully. With this word, they explain exactly why they did what they did, and they're completely right. Why? יש רגעים גם משפחת יעקב תאחז בחרב. Many times even, we are the Jews, has to take the weapons and fight. הם גם לא ביקשו לנהוג בחוכמה. They didn't care to say you're wise, you're not wise. Look what they said, look, line 23. הם רצו, what is הם רצו? They wanted להפיל אימתם על הבריות. To put fear upon the enemies. That's the goal. What we are trying to do now in Gaza, to put fear on Hezbollah. They said clear. They said to Nasrallah, if you make a mistake and you will start with us from the north side, look what happened to Gaza. What happened to Gaza is peanuts compared to what we'll do to you. Okay? But they said you have to put fear upon them. שלא יעשו כדבר הזה. Now you tell me, but that's not the same story. I tell you it's the same story. Now you tell me there is no story of denial. First of all, we know Simchat Torah, they raped all the women. Number one. Number two, you know what the Hezbollah doing? They sending, by WhatsApp, I don't know how, with all this, what they fixing, escort girls, pornographics, movies to the Israeli soldiers, to trick them, to take the mind from them. They do the same thing. In my opinion, it's the same, as long as you're trying to do, but that's what they're trying to do. So, but he said they are absolutely right, that they bikшу, to put fear. But still, Rav Shimshon Raphael here said that there are some people who were innocent, like Ramban, not like Rambam. העמק דבר הנציב, he said, I give you all the commentary, who is for Shimon and Levyi. By the way, you can see until now that all of them, including Yaakov Avinu, agree with Shimon and Levyi. They disagree with some of them, disagree with some action they did, like, kill all the people or take the booties from them. So that it's not completely kosher. Rambam only compliment them. 100%. Everything is okay. Now, look what it says here. Emek davar. Miyad kol hayai dreshenu. When Hashem, after, the people going to gun, to the court up in the Shamayim, Hashem is going to judge what? All the action we did or part of the actions?
All that.
Let me ask you a question. There are sometimes we are doing things. Could you do something that it is not mitzvah and not a sin? Absolutely yes. There are many things we're doing. If you eat lunch, not Saudat mitzvah. There is any place in the Torah that says to eat lunch. Only on Shabbat is obligation in the Hag. So you can eat breakfast. You can see it's not a mitzvah, it's not. You know what Kohelet says? Everything Hashem will put a court. He said, when you eat lunch, why you eat lunch? Why you eat lunch? To be strong, to be in good health, to worship God. If you eat lunch, do something bad, it's a sin. So even the thing in neutral, okay, not a sin, the parve, it doesn't look no positive, no negative, either is a positive or negative. To go to the gym for exercise is mitzvah or avera?
Mitzvah? Good. No. To keep their body strong to worship Hashem.
Okay, so let's see. Nachon, absolutely. But I tell you, first of all, if it's a mixed men and women, pasul. Should be separate, men and women. Now, number two, why I'm going to be in good health? Why I want to be in good health? Is if to worship God is a big mitzvah. But if it's to show off to the girls that I have muscles and I will have more girls with me, that's a big averah. So so it said everything. Now I'll give you a surprise. Not only human being Hashem is judging. You know who Hashem judge also? Listen to this. line 3 באדום, in red. שהקדוש ברוך הוא עושה דין וחשבון אפילו עם אילני סרק, even the trees giving report what they did. Did you ever think about this? Now, even the animals, שהקדוש, look line 5, שהקדוש ברוך הוא ידרוש נפש האדם יד החיה. If the animals did something, even animals Hashem is judging. Everything. So קל וחומר, human being. So now, Perush, מתי האדם? Now I'm asking you, now soldier that killed, went to Gaza, and he killed some people, you know, over there, and some of them were citizens, some of them soldiers. Hashem is going to punish him or not?
No, he's defending Am Israel.
Ah, okay. Now look here. He said, Peresh HaKadosh Baruch Hu, line 6. מתי האדם נענש? When Hashem punishing men? בשעה שראוי לנהוג באחווה. When it's a peace time and you have to be like brother. מה שאין כן בשעת מלחמה. During the war, you don't have to have mercy. ועת לשנוא, עת להרוג, this is the time to kill. You know what? How you define soldier? You know how to define soldier? When you mobilize to the army and you soldier, you know what? It's very hard to say it. But when you're going to the army, you're going to make misirut nefesh, either to kill or to be killed. That's a soldier. To kill or to be killed. That's it said. That's it said, look like in 8. Ken nosad ha'olam. This is the world. That's the rule of the world. If you feel mercy on them, what we did before, you know, we remember all the action, the operation we did before this war. We did something, you know, the airplane, the Air Force did something. We give them money, we give them this, we give them this. Give us to be in peace. What peace? During the peace time, they built up all the tunnels. We built up all the tunnels. You know, we said we should kill them many years ago. You know when we should really get rid of them? Remember what Sarah said to Abraham? Garesh bena'ama azot. Kick out this, the son of the maid. Not even to put him close to us. Don't dream about peace. They don't want peace. Call peace, it's okay, but not peace. Don't dream about peace. We have to know how to take control. Don't ask me, I'm not prime minister. But if you ask me, my opinion, not PLO, not Hezbollah, not Hamas, nobody. The Israeli army has to take control and give United Nations, whatever it is, to be in control. Never, never to trust them. As long as they live, their dream is to kill us. So we have to take full control, full control. There is a book called Havatzelet HaSharon. But he said, now I'm asking you now, if I'm going to save somebody, I'm going in the desert, and I have not enough water, I have canteen with water, but it's enough only for one. If both of us will drink the water, both of us will die. And if I'm the owner of the canteen, if I will drink, I will live. One will stay in life, one will die. What should we do? To share and to die, or I will drink or not?
Not to share.
Not to share. By the way, until Rabbi Akiva said not to share. Why? Do you know which the pasuk? כתוב וחי אחיך עמך, חייך קודמים לחיי חברך אחיך. Your life is first. Now, I'm going in the army and I see my friend in the war under big risk. I know if I'm going to save him, I might die. What should I do?
You don't put yourself in danger.
It's not only danger, it's most likely I will be killed.
You cannot save
Suicide.
it.
What should I
It's a
do?
suicide mission.
Huh?
It's a suicide mission.
Okay, now listen to the halacha. It's interesting. He said, מסיק אפילו להכניס עצמו בספק סכנה חייו. זה הלכה. ונראה שהטעם מפני שעליו ודאי הוא ספק, כפי הנראה מדבריו, דאב במקום דאב וספק השקול, שמא ימות. If you are in a war and you see your friend needs to get help, and you take a big risk, listen to the הלכה. מחויב למסור נפשו כדי להציל את חברו. You have to take a risk and save your friend.
Wow.
What we said about the canteen is not a wartime. But in the war, everyone you have to protect, even you take a big risk. You know, I brought one time, do you remember? I was in Michigan before I came to Panama. Remember when I brought Miriam Peretz to Panama, and I brought there were people that, Roy Klein, his name. I don't know if you know the name. Roy Klein. Look at the Google. He was high officer, religious soldier. The terrorists in Lebanon, they throw hand grenade. Now, do you know how many seconds you have for a hand grenade to bomb, to explode? 30 seconds.
Wow.
Now, he threw it on his group. He was the head of the group. You know what he did? He said, Shema Israel, and he jumped on the hand grenade.
Wow.
Roy Klein, look at Google, Roy Klein. He said, Shema Israel. And he said, and he died, and he saved all his group.
Wow.
No, not a fake. He knew he's going to die. He knew he's going to die. Do you remember I brought in Yom Yerushalayim Victor Kahalani?
Yes.
Do you remember him? This man was only one fighting against the Syrian. Only one. Only one. And he tried to pretend like there are many soldiers with him. He was very smart. I don't know if you remember the story. But you can look at the Google. He had 7 bombs. He had 7. He shot. And he got 7 bingo target. They thought that we have many soldiers, and they ran away, escaped, the Syrian. And he was the only one. That's why he decorated Gibor Israel, hero of Israel. Baruch Hashem, he's alive. He's going to come to my house in Hanukkah. But I said to show you that in a war, you have to take the risk. Look line 25. מפני שבשדה הקרב אין את הדין של חייך קודמים לחיי חברך. When you are fight, there is no halacha that your life is before your friend. Your life before your friend if you walk in the desert. Let's say somebody is sinking in the water, drowned in the water, and you don't know to swim. Are you going to help him? No.
No.
No mitzvah. Both of you will sink, will drown. Because I don't know to swim. You don't know how to swim, you cannot do it. There is no mitzvah to die. But in a war, is a mitzvah, is misirut nefesh. Now, what I'm trying to tell, I put it in my handwriting. Listen now. So we are talking here, the message that Dinah, that Shimon and Levyi giving, and what we're doing today is not only to Hamas. Renee said before, it's to the entire world. If a Jew in Entebbe been kidnapped, or a Jew in Buenos Aires been kidnapped, or a Jew in Panama will be Hasve Shalom, will be kidnapped, IDF will be there. I'm not talking about private cases. I'm talking if the Jewish community will be Hasve Shalom attacked. And he said, do you remember Entebbe, right?
Yes.
Do you remember the story of Entebbe? You know the Buenos Aires. So the IDF's commitment, to go to protect all the Jews all over the world, not only in Israel. And you are in Panama, being in safe place, the zchut is for IDF, for Israel. If it not be in Israel, if IDF will not be in existence, I don't think you will have such a peace time in Panama. I said Panama is an example, but it could be New York, it could be in Berlin, it could be in Denmark, it could be in every place. But they know the goyim, that if Hasve Shalom, they will try to do something, the IDF will be there. That's Achzonai Aseh Tachotenu. And that's a message for the entire world. Now, but why we are trying to play the good? Do you know, when we promise to each other that we have to take care of each other.
Before we entered into Israel.
Yes, where? Very good. Where? Excelente. Where?
Wasn't it before we crossed the sea?
You know where? In Shechem. In Shechem.
Oh, it was in Shechem.
In Shechem, in Har Gerizim. Listen to this. Now, what about if you have, you have children or neighbors, and they make sin and you do not, your children, and you do not know they make the sin. It's your responsibility or not?
Yes.
But you don't know. You don't know. Who knows? Hashem.
Hush.
Listen to the pasuk, line 4. Hanistarot laHashem Elokenu. The hidden. Don't worry about the hidden thing. It's up to Hashem, not up to you. ואם תאמרו מה בידינו לעשות, אתה מעניש את הרבים על הרהורי היחיד, but if one will make a sin, are you going to make, global punishment? פן יש בכם איש, because there is a pasuk, if one of you is a sinner, the whole community say it's not fair, we don't know. ואחר כך וראו את מכות הארץ ההיא, Hashem will give hit, punishment. Hashem said, don't worry about this. Look line 6 in the middle. אין אני מעניש אתכם על הנסתרות. I never punish you if something you don't know. שהן להשם אלוקינו, I know. And I'll give the punishment to the people who made the sin secretly. But you, אבל הנגלות לנו לבננו, לבער הרע מקרבנו, ואם לא נעשה דין יענשו את הרבים. נקוד עלינו לדרוש שאף על הנגלות לא ענוש הרש עד שעברו את הירדן. But even this, Hashem, when he started to punish us as a group, only after we swore to each other that call Israel, continue. That's it. Look here. משקיבלו עליהם את השבועה. When we swore to each other in הר גריזים, והר עיבל, נעשו ערבים זה לזה. Then before Hashem did not punish. Now because now we must, is not an option. I'm done, Be'ezrat Hashem, if I'll come, I'm collecting now all the movies, all the YouTubes, that you hear stories, you will not believe the stories. Every day you have in TV stories from people that been on Simchat Torah. They went to save people. So there is one group called El Hanan Group. Two brothers, religious brother, going to help to not religious community. And they're going under shooting. And they said, they went save, and they see somebody said, we'll come back. They're going back and forth, until one of them, El Hanan, the brother, got killed. But now, and one of the lady was in the basement, and she said Tehillim, she doesn't know by heart, she said, whatever I know, one young lady was pregnant, and one man, and he saved all of them. So the broadcaster on TV, Channel 12, she asked him, you will not be afraid? You're not afraid? Listen, he said, of course I was afraid. After all, I was afraid from the moment number one. Of course. And you have family? He said, yes, I have 5 daughters. You have a wife? He said, you don't care, but you know that you might die. Why did you go to that? You know what he answered to her? Did I have any other option? Do you hear what is it, Sadiq? Did I have any other option? I didn't even think not to go. He said, you hear a little girl crying in a house. You can go and run away? He said, by the way, after the action, they showed the meeting. They made the broadcaster surprise him. They brought this family that he saved. And the lady came with the baby. She delivered the baby already. She was pregnant then. And he said, please, let me hold the baby. I mean, it's an amazing story. He said, and now he brought his brother. Now they are with kippot. He said, the philosophy of this religious family, and the philosophy we are secular, completely secular, and they are religious. He said, what are you talking about? But because you are secular, you're not my brother? When he said, Kol Israel Aravim Zelazeh is only the religious or not the religious, don't you understand what is Ahim? You know what he said, what the brother says? Hachzona ya'aseh et ahotenu. Now, I want not to ask you, like he said, the cappuccino in the house. What was really the big dispute between the brother and the father? And all the people were against them. I'll tell you what. I'm asking you now. When they took revenge as a private family or as a nation?
As a nation.
How do you know? Do you remember the first question I asked you? They said, Dinah, the daughter of whom? Of Leah and Yaakov. He said, we know the daughter of Leah and Yaakov. And who came to her? The prince. Sure. Rabotai is not two private people, it's the son, 2 kings. the daughter of Yaakov, the leader, and the daughter of Hamor, the son of Hamor. It's two nations. What the brothers trying to tell is not a private revenge. It's a national war. It's a war. It's not like two neighbors getting fight in a fight. It's not neighborhood problem. It's a nation. It's Am Israel versus the Goyim, the Shivat Amim. That's what the Shimon and Levyi, when they said Achzonah said Achotenu, when he said, when you see the text, what is Achotenu mean? What is Achot? Sister.
Yeah, sister.
Now, what are you talking when you say sister? When you say sister, mean biology? We have the same mother? Who taught them to call... So all the Jews are sisters and brothers. That's why. Who taught them? Do you remember when Yaakov came to the pit, to Lavan, and he saw the shepherd, they're not working? They asked him, why you are going? Why the day is long? Why you not working? What they told him?
They're waiting for the others to move the stone.
He said, they told him, you know how he called them? You know how he said hi to them? Ahai, my brothers.
Ahai.
Ahai, me'ainatem, my brothers. So they learned from his father to say ahim. To say Ahotenu doesn't mean the daughter of our mother. Means she's Jewish. Every Jewish girl is a sister. And that's the point. That's the point we'll say. Now, but you have to be now honest with me. And tell me now, is it good that we have external extremists zealous in Israel like Shimon and Levyi? Or is dangerous?
Yes. Yes.
Good. We need,
We need everything.
Well, we need them.
every extremist is no good, but I think they were at that time, they did what they had to do.
You said it all. I'm glad that sometimes you give different opinion. But look, I think the Netziv make Davar give beautiful answer. Okay? Look what he says. What he said, Ahalekem, when he gave them Vayhi, Yaakov didn't say to destroy Shimon and Levyi Has v'Shalom. He said, Ahalekem bi Yaakov, line 20. Nitzrach lifrakim ma'at anashim kaele. We need sometimes zealous people. But, אבל רובם במקום אחד קשה, but don't let them live together. If they are all together, it's a bomb. It's explosion. על כן אומר, אחלקם. So Yaakov said, אחלקם. Take Shimon and Levyi, spread them around. Put some people in Tel Aviv, some people in Yerushalayim, some people in the Galil, some people in Elat. If you all of them put them in one settlement, it's going to be trouble. They are very dangerous. But it's good to have the extremists, but in the right dose. It's like you take a medication. You don't take the whole bottle. You take the right dose. So I don't want only the left wing to be extremists. It's good that we have also extremists on the right wing. Okay? To balance. Okay? But not too much, because like he said, Malka, sometimes it's very dangerous. Afitzem be Israel. I will spread them all over Israel. כי בקרב חסידי ישראל נדרש לפעמים. You know what's so interesting? I don't say cappuccino in the house because I don't have. But do you remember, give me an example when Shimon and Levyi been separated. Now they are together,
With
נכון?
Yosef? With Yosef?
With Yosef the opposite. They got together. He said, "L'chu v'nargeu, let's kill him."
When they gave the land in Israel.
What happened?
Everyone has the piece of land and they get separate. One was inside, one was outside.
That all of them, all the tribes. I'm talking in terms of disagreement, dispute. It was big dispute. We don't pay attention, but I remind you, do you remember what Bilam did to us, to destroy us?
He sent the women.
To bring the woman, נכון? Who was the leader? Who was the worst one?
Zimri.
Zimri took Cosby, נכון?
Yes.
Now, Zimri, president, which tribe he is?
Midian.
No! Zimri is Jewish.
Jewish, yes.
He's president. Which tribe is he?
Levi.
No!
Shimon.
Nasi לשבט שמעון.
Zimri said it, Shimon.
Who killed him?
Levi.
Who killed him? Pinhas. Which tribe is Pinhas?
Levi.
Levi. Levi killed Shimon. You understand? Shimon, Zimri represent, but not all the time. But you know, but Levi, Pinhas ben Elazar is Eliyahu Navi. He was not zealous has v'shalom for, you know, Ga'ava. He was zealous for for Hashem, not to make Hilul Hashem. And how do we know that Hashem, you know, that Hashem was happy? You know what he did? He gave him to be a Kohen. He was not to be a Kohen. He gave him the Kehunah. He gave him the Kehunah, and the moment that he killed Zimri, the epidemic stopped. You know how many people got killed?
24,000.
I have news for you. The same 24,000 people.
Yes.
Shem, do you remember, Martha?
Yes.
When we will see in the future these 24,000?
Rabbi Akiva students.
Rabbi Akiva.
With Rabbi Akiva. And who is Rabbi Akiva? Is Zimri ben Salu. Okay, we're not going to this. But you see now he said, so now, I tell you what mitzvah did, Shimon did. It's amazing. I don't know if you remember, last year I gave you a shiur that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, when he was hiding in the cave, do you remember who was with him in Bet HaMidrash? How many rabbis they were?
Eliyahu Navi.
Eliyahu Navi was in the cave. I'm talking before the cave. Why they executed Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yossi?
Yes.
נכון? Rabbi Yehuda compliment the Romans, right? The enemy. Rabbi Shimon said, what? All what they do is do for them, not for us. Rabbi Yossi shatak. Now they came to the Caesar, and what the Caesar said? Rabbi Yossi, that he compliment us, he will be the spokesman of the house. They gave him promotion. Rabbi Yossi Sheshatak, that he was quiet, he was in the Galut, in Tzipori. Go to Tzipori, the Galut, and don't go out of there. And Rabbi Shimon, death penalty. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Now, do you remember, I'm giving you another short. Who are these three people, Gilgulim of whom?
The Shimon y Yosef, the son of Jacob.
The three brothers, the children of Yaakov. Yehuda, who spoke to Yosef, represent Am Israel? Who was the spokesman?
Yehuda.
Yehuda.
And now it says in the Pizmon of Shimon Bar Yochai, it says, if you Bar Yochai nimshachta ashrecha. Remember the poem? It says, Shalafta, you took out the sword and you killed the enemy with braveness and heroism. You know what he said? We look for in the entire Talmud, we never found that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai had a sword in his hand. So why the poet said that he took the sword? You know who took the sword?
Hashem.
Who?
Shimon Bashem.
That's it, Shimon. He's the first Gilgul. Shimon. Now, Martha, if you remember this, I owe you big time. If you remember this, when Shimon killed Hamor,
Yes.
by killing him, he saved somebody.
Rabbi Akiva.
Yes!
Wow.
Where Rabbi Akiva was, his neshama? Inside Hamor.
Yes.
Yes.
When he killed that, remember we learned this last year? When Rabbi Akiva, when Shimon, when he killed him, he redeemed him. When he redeemed him, you know, the soul of Akiva been released. But now somebody he's not born yet. He has few thousand years to be born. So who is going to guard him now?
Shimon.
No? You know who? Who his name is like Akiva? Almost.
Yaakov.
Yaakov. Yaakov. Do you remember we said in Slihot, Abir Yaakov? You know what is Abir Yaakov? Rabbi Akiva. Abir Yaakov is Rabbi Akiva. Now, but he said, why, one of the last questions I would like to ask you now, why Hashem is torturing Yaakov like this? Why to go through this pain? Such a tzaddik. I tell you what, it's amazing. He said, because remember the vow, the neder he did? Remember the vow? The neder, last week. He had a neder. He said to Hashem, I promise, I swear, I made a neder. Im ya Elokim imadi. If Hashem will be with me, guard me and protect me, I'll go back to Israel and do this. Now, Hashem protect. Esav was in the parasha. That's it. It's over. Esav didn't kill him. What he should do now? Go back to Israel. You made a neder. All this because he did not fulfill the neder.
Wow.
He was supposed to go. Do you remember the place he went to sleep? Bethel. Bethel.
Yes.
He said, well, look now, after this, when I come, line 3. Vayomer Elohim el Yaakov, kum ale Bethel. Get up, you are delay. All what said, if you continue to have delay, I'll give you more punishment.
Wow.
You have to do, you fulfill the neder. Do you see the letter I put the first letter on each one in red? Do you see?
Kuf,
Do you know what? Yud,
Yud,
Kuf,
Kuf,
Ayin, Bet, Aleph.
Ayin, Aleph.
What word is this?
Yaakov?
No. Yaakov is Yaakov. If you change the order. Akiva. Akiva, he said, now, come on, don't worry about what happened, because what Shimon did, he saved Akiva. He did big mitzvah. And I tell you what, you're going to protect Akiva. Akiva is going to be inside you now. Now, kum ale Betel. Say, why is it kum? Get up, you are delayed. And that's why Hashem was very, very upset with him. Because he said, look, kum line 12. Kum ale, lefi she'acharta, you are late. בדרך נענשת, I punished you. ואם לא כן, למה הוא צריך לצוות אותו כמו לבית-אל? הרי כבר נדר יעקב, יעקב did a neder. ואי אפשר שלא לקיים. So he said, because you're delayed with the neder, that's why he said, my dear friend, we have to be careful. When we made a neder, we have to fulfill the neder right away. Or say all the time, when you promise something, say bli neder. Say bli neder. Now I'm mamash few minutes before the end, and said, he said, look what he said, I'm going back to the Shechem. כגון בני ישראל וכנענים שהם שני אומות. Now what the Shimon and Levyi said, we are two nations. והיינו, and what they said, Shechem, והיינו לעם אחד, we're going to be one nation. ומתחילה לא נחשבנו לעם אחד. לפיכך, מותר להם ללחום כדין אומה. The halacha gave them the fight, the legal, to be legalized. You know, to fight as a nation, not as a private people. שבא ללחום על אומה אחרת שהתירה התורה. ואף על גב דאמרה תורה. You know, the Torah said, if you come to fight a city, first you have to offer peace. נכון? כי תקרב אל העיר להילחם וקראת אליה לשלום. היינו האחד, זה לא אסור לישראל דבר. You know, when you have to get peace, you know, could you imagine after they did in Simchat Torah, we'll go to Hamas, said, let's make peace?
No.
Has v'shalom. He said, when you make peace, when they did nothing to you, but if they did something bad to you, he said, אבל האחד, זה אסור לישראל דבר. Look, I'm taking it to Simchat Torah. What they did in Simchat Torah, כגון זה שפרצו בהם לעשות להם נבלה, they did very, very dirty and filthy things. אף על גב דלא עשה רק אחד מהם, even one of them. But here, you know how many terrorists came to Israel in Simchat Torah?
3,000.
3,000. 3,000 terrorists came. And here we're talking about one. He said, כגון שפרצו, even one. The whole community will get the punishment. You have to take revenge. Do you know when we did it? Remember I said Balak, Ruth, you said, Bil'am, what Bil'am did, what Shtiki did? Brought the girls.
Yes.
Do you remember what Hashem said to Moshe before he died? You cannot die before you do an action. What action? Look here, line red, line 8. Tzaroret HaMidyanim. Gather the Midyanim together. You have to destroy them. What they did to you. Only after this, you know, you can, you know, he said, but you cannot, he said, צרורת מדיינים, אף על גב דהיו הרבה שלא עשו, even מדיינים, some of them are innocent, looks like innocent. אין זה חילוק, כיוון שהיו באותה אומה, the same nation, שעשו רע, מותר לבוא עליהם. You're allowed to go to מלחמה. ממש, my dear friend, ממש what's going on today. When you go into Gaza, there is no good people and not bad people. You know, terrorist is a terrorist. There is no good terrorist and bad terrorist. You know, that's what we said. I said that all of them, we can prove day by day that in this case of Gaza, all of them hated us and all of them part of the... You know, by the way, I don't know if you know, many of the people who penetrated into Israel were not terrorists with weapons, citizens.
Yeah.
Why they came? To steal, to take all the bodies, to take everything they have. So they were part of the crime. So Shimon and Levyi did not have any neighborhood complexion. They didn't have any fight with neighborhood. It's a nation versus a nation. Now, the last but not least, you will be surprised, but listen carefully what I'm saying. That's a big hadasha. Do you remember when Yosef and the brother, when they hated brother Yosef, Yosef was tzaddik or he has some sort of guilt too?
He was tzaddik, but he went to his father to tell them about his brothers.
Yes. So what he did, what avera? Lashon hara.
לשון הרע.
Okay, tell me now, do you remember what Lashon hara? I tell you, there are few things, but I tell you what. Do you remember 7 mitzvot of Bnei Noach? I'm not going to test you if you know all the 7. One, we said to put judges. What?
They stick with the woman.
No, are you allowed to eat from animal, to break the hand, ever, part, organ from animal? You know, when the animal is alive. And to eat?
No.
How, you know what the name of this mitzvah? Avera? Ever min achai. Ever min achai. So the Bnei Noach, the Goyim, not allowed to eat ever min achai. Now is the surprise. The only thing the Jews allowed to do, and the Goyim not allowed to do. You know what? Ever min achai.
Oh.
No, you don't want to ask me question?
So
Are we allowed to eat ever min achai?
No.
When, so why you said the Jews allowed to eat ever min achai? Listen, what gave us the animal kosher? What action?
Shehita.
Shehita, very good. What if you make shehita kosher and the animal still moving? Are we allowed to eat?
No.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, the Goy not allowed to, but the Jews allowed to. The only thing the Jews allowed to and the Goyim doesn't allow to. He said if the shechita is completed and the behema mefarkeset, in the halacha, what is mefarkeset? She's moving. And somebody took their leg or whatever it is from the behema, is kosher. Now, but listen to the... What was the dispute? I'll tell you just a second. What was the dispute between the brothers and Yaakov and Yosef? Is they counted as Am Israel or Bnei Noach?
Israel.
How do you know?
Yes.
They're all the children of Yaakov.
I tell you what. Why the brothers ate ever min achai? It's so tasty. Don't you have patience to wait 5 more minutes?
To show they're a part of Am Israel.
Oh! They ate ever min achai to say we are not Bnei Noach. We are Am Israel. We are Am. And that's the same story with Yosef and the brothers. That's why they ate ever min achai. It's a statement. It's not because they like to eat ever min achai. Because ever min achai, even if you have shechita, the goy not allowed to eat. That's interesting, no? That's the only thing.
Yes.
The only thing the goy is not allowed to and we allowed to.
So
And
that
I'm
was
telling
the
you,
Lashon Hara?
I don't know, no, not even one Jewish that eat ever min achai after the shechita. Okay? Nobody's doing it. But halachically, no problem. And that's the statement. So now, what I'm saying to, to conclude the what
So we
happened.
are allowed or we are not allowed?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Are we allowed? If the shechita is completed, the mashgiach and the shochet is completed, and somebody had no time, let's say you're in a wartime, and you cut off the leg, or cut off part of the behemah, it's okay. But the goy cannot do it.
So this is what Joseph tell his father that his brothers were doing?
Yes. And I said, why you eat ever min ha'chai? He said, you know, we are allowed to. We are Am Israel. And Yaakov said, no, we are Bnei Noah. Yosef tried to say they are Bnei Noah. So ever min ha'chai, you're not allowed to eat. He said, no, we are allowed to. That's the big mahloket, the dispute between the brothers and Yosef. I said, no, we are now. No, but many people do not know this is the most, I found it, one of the most interesting halachot and the most why they eat ever min ha'chai. You know, when you eat ever min ha'chai is emergency time, in a wartime or something. But like this, they're not in a wartime. No, it's a statement. Why they killed the Shechem is a statement. You know, statement for whom? For IDF. For the entire world. If you see a Jewish girl or a Jewish boy and you hit him because he's Jewish, you are dead too. That's it. But not as a private. Again, as a nation. As a nation, as a klal. Okay, somebody wanted to ask question? Before.
Yes, Miss Rabino. Because always they explain to us, Bnei Yaakov, they was eating from ever mina high when the animal was pregnant.